What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hold Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay. What's going on, bro?
Not much going on, fellas. Looking forward to once again another great episode. On the Instagram page, we're halfway to 15,000 followers. So shout out to everybody that's been following us. But want to quickly remind you, you can catch us on Grind City TV. That's Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can get it on your Roku TV. You can also download it on your Google Play app. And also give us a follow on TikTok at Hold Husband Podcast, as well as give us a like on Facebook.
All right. I also got my man, SD. What's good, bro?
Oh, man, you know me. It's the same old, but I'm going to try this episode without my thinking cap on. For the ladies, y'all can see I got all my hair, okay? So I want to give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions, man, for always keeping the background audio fresh, man. And I want to remind y'all to donate to the Hold Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal.
I would like to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on thecore94.com. Tonight, we got a real interesting episode. Tonight's episode is titled From Emojis to Blocked. And it's basically describing or discussion about the way men approach women through social media and how it's impacted dating these days. We have a real interesting guest that'll be coming on a little bit later, so I'm real interested and anxious to have this conversation. But y'all know how we get down around here on the H2H podcast. We like to discuss stuff we see on our timeline that go viral. So we got a couple of interesting videos. This first video is from a podcast where Stephen Speaks. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head. But he was asked a question on a podcast about how men treat sex with women. Let's take a listen.
Do men have sex with women they don't like?
Hell yeah.
Look into that camera. Look into that camera and say
yeah.
Why? Why, Stefan?
Oh my
why?
God. Not only do men, now again, not all men, but not only do men have sex with women they don't like, there are tons of men who have sex with women they're not even attracted to.
So again, this is the men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing, because speaking for the majority of women, I can't even fathom a man on top of me that I don't like, I'm not interested in, I'm not attracted to. Like that, why would I do that? You all are totally...
Well, so
their heads are exploding right now, Stefan. Their heads are exploding.
So now, again, I'm one of those guys where I cannot sleep with someone I'm not attracted to. I'm very visual. I need that stimulation.
Thank
if that's
God, you
not
got some
there,
standards. Okay.
I can't do it. But I know dudes
that have none.
As long as you got legs and something in between, it's a wrap. Okay. And they will have sex out of the mere convenience of it in that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because again, it is simply a pleasurable physical experience.
All right, man. Now, there's some truth to what was being said. But I don't understand why it was like this mind-blowing thing. Men don't really have to have all these requirements to have sex with a woman. We've stated thousands of times that men have sex to give and receive pleasure. All right. But I do have to call cap. That she may not be able to do that, but we know that women can and will sleep with a man that they're not attracted to if he got money or if he got status or if there's a benefit to sleeping with said man.
And she said like. She said like. That's where it gets you at. Because you said attracted to. She said like. And we know that women, like you said, if a dude got some money, a lot of them, not all of them, they will find a way to like him enough to have sex with him if he got something that they feel like they can benefit from.
True.
Exactly.
So maybe to jump in, she said like, but go ahead.
I mean, but see, from a guy perspective now,
yeah,
we know that when it comes to sex, it's a mental. 90% of it is imagination, turn-ons, fantasies, etc. So if you can be focused, I think this is one of the skills you develop from masturbating early. If you can focus your mentality on what the task at hand, you can almost make control when you orgasm or make sure you enjoy almost all your sexual experiences.
True story.
So in situations where you might be with somebody you're not that attracted to, or you're only attracted to certain things about them, it's very easy for a guy to compartmentalize and focus on her thong and her butt and ignore her chip tooth and her hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, men can do that. What'd you think?
Man, this is what I think about it. Like, when a woman says that, she's only thinking about it from a physical, like like a facial, and just like the guy, right? Initially. Whereas men, it's not that we don't like the woman, it's something that we like that she does. It's still a like. We like the feeling of sex. You know what I'm saying? So when you like something about them, it's okay. Like, it's no different than a woman liking his build, his skin complexion, whatever the case. We just like the part of having sex. Like, I don't, women just don't know men like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what it is? I tell you, you've been saying this forever about men doesn't have to like you to really have sex. I mean, since you had social media, I can remember you saying this for about a decade here. And I don't understand why women are so shocked. What it is men don't have to have an emotional attachment to have sex with a woman. All he has to do, men talk to him based on whether he sees himself sleeping with her or not. So he doesn't have to really like her or be emotionally attached to do it. He's just doing it, like you said, to give and receive pleasure.
He likes the sex.
Yeah, and there can be situations, I can recall situations where you take one for the team. So those y'all that may not know what taking one for the team means,
go ahead.
It means you in a situation where you with other people, you with some friends, and you with trying to link up with some other chicks. 3-on-3, 4-on-3. It's just a situation where everybody's trying to link up with somebody else, right? A group of whole phase men and some young ladies, or whatever the case may be.
Young.
Well, with cliques, there's usually an unattractive or overweight friend in the group. At least one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare to have a group of women or a group of guys where everybody's flying on point, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes you may find yourself in a position where the cute chick chose your homeboy. Your other homeboy already know the other cute chick. And you got lined up with the unattractive chick. You know what I mean? Like, so as a sacrifice and out of the love for your people, you let her give you head, or you entertain her, or you smash, and in the dark. You do something.
Yeah, because she could potentially mess it up for your guys. Like, she could potentially mess it up for everybody else. So you take one for the team, and you be like, all right, I'll take the 3, and I'll smash the 3.
But y'all paying for the drinks.
Get on.
But I'm not chipping in on the liquor. Yeah, that's on y'all.
Man, I'll give you a funny story. I had a situation like that back when I was in service. I met a chick at the club. She bought her friend. Now, when she texted me, said, does your friend like fluffy women? At the time, I didn't know what that. No, I swear to God, at the time, I didn't know what that meant. I did not know what that meant. I said, yeah, he do. And the crazy part, that night, he really took one for the team. Like, this thing was like really almost like 300 something pounds. I'm not even exaggerating. And he actually took one for the team. I was like, hey, you were a team player for that one.
Gotta do it, man. What you gonna do?
Yeah, dog. I mean, you gotta do it, bro. And women will do it too. Like, they'll have situations where they might not have sex with the dude, but they'll let him eat the cat, or or make out, just so they friend can get some pipe from the dude she been wanting to smash. So it goes both ways, but that's usually that situation where people have sex with people that they not really attracted to.
Yeah, but you know what? He had said, hey, I'm really not. I can't do that. Like, have sex with a woman that I don't like or whatever. That's him now, okay? Right. Because I'm like that too. Like, I really don't entertain a lot of women unless I am attracted to her, like how she thinks, all that. Like, I won't entertain one. But back when I was a hoe, just like all the rest of us, man, including him, I'm sure that in his hoe phase, you don't need none of that. You don't have to, like, at that particular time, a man don't have to be attracted to a woman to push penis inside of her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just you're
but,
willing to give
but
me
I will say,
and we take it.
The more successful he is, the less likely he is to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude that's in his whole phase, they got a bunch of 6s, 7s, and 8s that he's smashing, is very unlikely to be smash a 2 or 3, unless it's a kind of a situation we talked about, or just a random you was drunk and you got hard and you woke up and she was giving you head, and you know what I'm saying, like it'd be stuff like that where you just go with the motion.
You ain't gonna tell her to stop that top. You ain't gonna tell her to stop that top. Like, whoa, no, stop, lady, stop. No, you're gonna take that top.
Yeah, you know what, fellas? A lot of women push back. Well, if he doesn't like her, if he's not attracted, why would he have sex with her? And the thing is, for him, like a situation you just said, Steve, Terry, she giving him head. It's like finding $20 on the floor. You're not going to turn it down.
Right, and a lot of times, like a guy could be a man or woman. You could be smashing somebody and thinking about or fantasizing about something completely different. That's why there's this thing called role playing. You know what I'm saying? You can be pretending to be her boss or her ex or whatever. Like, so, and if you had a lot of sexual experiences, certain things are going to remind you of other things that you liked. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm a panty guy. I like cute panties. So what kind of panties a chick had on at a particular encounter, thongs to the side, all that type of stuff makes the sexual experience a lot more lit for me. And a lot of times, even if I was not turned on to somebody, I can mentally fantasize about that and go through the motions.
Man, them toenail colors and pretty toes is what's for me. So don't slide in my DMs if all you do is white toes and your toes is ugly. Don't do it. Nice toes.
Have some color on them toes.
That's right. Okay, go ahead.
All right, man. Let's keep the ball rolling now. This next video was a clip that was sent to me from a new podcast. It's called See the Thing Is Podcast. And it's a conversation that is supposedly supposed to be comfortable with modern women. Let's take a listen.
So for the fellas, we are in a place where ethical non-monogamy is a thing. How about when you start the relationship, you let the woman know, I don't think I am a one-man woman. Can you accept me for who I am up front? This is what I may want. This is a now conversation you can have with the modern day woman.
These men think they're having that conversation when they tell these women, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Ladies, the only thing you can believe is when the actions and the words are in sync. If you tell me you don't want a relationship and you start showing up doing relationship shit, red flag.
What if he's just a nice guy not treating you like shit?
No. We get too comfortable in the story that we tell ourselves.
Ooh.
About what the relationship actually is, about who the person actually is, and
about what their actions mean, about the things that they say.
And when you start projecting that kind of stuff onto a person, it is very difficult to distinguish the forest from the trees. You don't know what reality is anymore because you're so used to whoever you think this person is supposed to be.
For the fellas, we are in a place where ethical non-monogamy is a thing. How about when you start the relationship, you let the woman know, I don't think I am a one-man woman. Can you accept me for who I am up front? This is what I may want. This is a now conversation you can have with the modern day woman.
These men think they're having that conversation when they tell these women, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Ladies, the only thing you can believe is when the actions and the words are in sync. If you tell me you don't want a relationship and you start showing up doing relationship shit, red flag.
What if he's just a nice guy not treating you like shit?
No. We get too comfortable in the story that we tell ourselves.
Ooh.
About what the relationship actually is, about who the person actually is,
and about what their actions mean, about the things that they say.
And when you start projecting that kind of stuff onto a person, it is very difficult to distinguish the forest from the trees. You don't know what reality is anymore because you're so used to whoever you think this person is supposed to be.
All right, man. Now, this was a lot in this short clip.
Yeah.
But it's a great talking point for our podcast. We talk about this kind of catching feeling scenario all the time. So I heard a couple of things in there that stood out to me. The non-monogamous part, I'll start there. In my opinion, I think the only way women will really be entertaining that is if it's a guy they don't really like, or it's a guy that is really has a lot of money, or that they, you know what I'm saying, has a lot of status or fame. The average guy that woman's dating coming to her on some I'm non-monogamous, meaning that's essentially saying friends with benefits only. You know what I'm saying? Like most women are not willingly going to sign up for that, in my opinion.
No,
they claim that's what they prefer and all that.
Exactly.
All the polls and all the data shows that that's not the case. The second part that they said that stood out to me was if you show up doing relationship stuff. Like that's like this super broad football stadium size umbrella, because technically the only way you can do relationship stuff is if you agree to be in a relationship. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's period. That's a very small dime size umbrella. Exactly. Like you got to be specifically in a relationship to be doing relationship stuff. But women will get into a casual sex or casual dating situation like this and start mislabeling stuff as relationship stuff. Oh, we went out to dinner and we hung out and spent the night. You're doing relationship stuff. Like, no, I blew your back out. I wanted to blow your back out again in the morning. And I felt it would have been rude to kick you out at 2 a.m. Like, so just normal stuff where guys being considerate, I think, gets labeled as relationship stuff. So what do you think, SD?
I think that if most men, and I did a survey on this, I was looking for it a minute ago, where I asked the women, hey, do you want to be with just one man, or would you rather share the man? I did the survey, right? And I want to say 90-some% of women said, hey, just me and him. I don't want to share him. So the lie that, oh, you can just have this conversation with these modern women is a lie. Can you have it with some of them? Sure. Yeah. But most women, if you bring that to them when y'all first meet, whatever the case, and tell them that, they are going to leave, a lot of them. When you say, hey, I don't want to be monogamous with just one woman, I want to be with multiple women, she's going to leave. And that's why most men lie about certain things when it comes to women. True. Or not even just lie. We just
or they're very broad.
Yeah, the women always say, I don't know. Well, why don't they just tell me they want to have sex? Well, sweetheart, if a man tell you that, he know that you probably not going to talk to him. So you're not going to get men to say that type of stuff to you as a woman, regardless of how y'all feel about it. So, because most of y'all don't want that. So no man is really going to come to you and say that unless he's really living that lifestyle like that. So I think it's cap, basically, most of what she's saying about how men can bring
unless the dude is rich. But I'll let you go, Jay, and then
I don't see any woman just being okay if a man approaches her like that. Only way I really see that a woman just being okay with it if she's into that polyamorous lifestyle or something. Yeah, that's really the only way I see a woman just being okay with it.
You don't know that initially 9 times.
Yeah, exactly.
I would agree with that. Kenya from Progressive Love Academy came on a couple of times and discussed her multiple husbands and relationships. But I think that's less. I would say less than 2% of women would probably be comfortable with that in America. Yeah. They situation. We're gonna have to bring them back on since you've been joining the podcast. But I wanted to say something that really stood out, or a perfect example of this is Diddy dating the city girl, Young Miami, right? Uh-huh. So we know from her songs and her attitude, she's an actual city girl that represent the manifestation of this. Fuck dudes, you gotta be rich, you gotta be taking me shopping, or I ain't gonna be the time of day vibe. So she's willing to deal with Diddy that's fucking multiple women and going live and having multiple women in the background, because it comes with a status that comes with fucking Diddy. You know, I just saw a video where she's on his yacht and she's on his private plane and all these type of things. So yeah, women will fuck with you knowing you fuck with other women. If you Diddy, if you a guy that has status, or if you
absolutely
you pulling up in a Rolls Royce every time you take her out, but that definitely don't apply to the average guy.
No. Exactly. Bruh, they did an interview about a month or so ago where both of them was on this couch talking about relationships. Diddy flat out told her, I'm single. Flat out told her, I'm single. Hey, you know, and she talk about how she want this and she want kids. And when he said she changed the whole tune. She changed the tune and was like, oh yeah, I'm like that too. When he was like, you know, hey, I'm chilling, I'm doing this. She changed that whole tune. Why? Because he worth $500 million. That's fine. So yeah, you can do that, like you said, when somebody is rich, when a man got his life really, really in order like that, to where a woman can substantially benefit from that lifestyle or dealing with them. A lot of them will overlook it. But for the average dude that's making $60,000 out here, they ain't finna go share Lamar. They ain't finna go share this fool. They gonna be like, nah.
But see, but Lamar can put himself in a position to where he's basically living that type of lifestyle. Right. He can be honest with women. I'm single. Absolutely. I'm not looking to relationships. But that usually comes with, you have to pick up some side nigga duties to really have women that's comfortable sleeping with you, knowing you got other hoes, and knowing you sleep with other women. Women that are secretly sleeping with you don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there are ways that guys can get these kind of friends with benefits situations going on with multiple women, but that's short term. It quickly develops into situationships in most cases.
Man, look, they lying, man. They don't want no dude like that. Most of these chicks, they want a guy to themselves. Most of them, they want a good.
Once they catch feelings,
but the way it's going now, this is the crazy thing. Well, not really crazy, but the way it's going now, a lot of them ain't really gonna have no choice because and this is just reality. Quality men are at an all-time low. And it's so many single women out here. So, you know what I'm saying?
Makes it hard to choose.
That's why the poly life is becoming much more popular now, because a lot of them ain't gonna have a choice but to do it or go the other route or bat on the other side of the plate. You know what I'm saying? Especially if men decide that they still want to be single or whatever and do their thing, and they like, look, it's either this or it's nothing. Take it or leave it. And you might get some women then to be like, hey, well, I'll take it because the pickings is getting slim and they getting old.
It's still beneficial to be involved with a dude that got his life together, even if he's not your boyfriend. Like, there are a lot of perks that come in, that come with being sexually involved with those type of men. Even if they're not rich, even if they're not committed to you. So women are, there's a lot of rhetoric about what they can do to get leverage and all that, but there's never going to be a way to force those type of men into committed relationships, because they're always going to be able to consistently get time, attention, and sex from the women they find attractive.
And they sharing them anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you dealing with these here dudes that ain't your man, you sharing them. These dudes cheating on you, you're sharing them anyway. You might as well.
They don't look at it like that.
I was gonna say they definitely don't look at it like that. I know, but it's true. But it's the same way from the guy perspective. There's always this narrative like women don't cheat or women, but women are definitely not as reckless or open with sleeping with multiple people as men. Women don't go to the club figuring out how many guys they gonna sleep with in the party. Like that, they not doing like that, because the attractive ones can get dick on demand anyway. They exactly. DMs is already filled. As we'll be getting into tonight's conversation about sliding in DMs and approaching women, but attractive women don't have. If they wanted to live like that, they wouldn't have any problem doing so.
Exactly.
They swear they can. They swear that they just want dick, like dudes want to have sex with women, that they just want to do it free willy-nilly, and nothing is stopping them from doing it, but they won't do it. Man,
they won't even accept just head from a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are so picky and choosy about sex that a lot of them will decline. That they'll find you attractive and be willing to date you, but be like, no. But the reason that they'll say no is because they feel that would diminish the chance that y'all become a couple. So a lot of the things that they do early on and a lot of the things they say is because they trying to get in a position to where you view them as a woman you want to commit to.
Absolutely.
So it's just interesting to see this how this stuff goes when it go viral.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to touch on before we got up out of here is the way that women shame men that do what was in this video. Community dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's for the streets and all this. Like, a guy that's not a Russell Wilson that's showing and showering a woman with love and I adore this woman and I'm a one-woman man is largely shamed in society. You know what I mean? Like, he's made a man that sleeps with more than one woman is not happy with himself. Like, that they come with
that's
all
nonsense.
These...
Wow.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
He has no self-value. Yeah, but at the same time, them the dudes that smash the most chicks. Explain it.
Yep.
Explain it how these here dudes got, how Future got 8 kids. Nick Cannon got 7 kids. Chief Keef got 10 kids. Explain that.
Women still want them.
Yeah.
But the way they talk about it publicly, they make it seem like that's something that they hate. And so I agree. I've stated multiple times, if I ever became single, if I ever got divorced or whatever, I would not be committed to one woman ever again. And I wouldn't care if a woman curved me because of that stance. Like, I would be successful enough on the dating scene that wouldn't be a problem for me. And I could live with just casual dating situations throughout. But most women ain't built like that.
Nope.
They're not, especially once feelings and children become involved. So,
man, look, man, most of these chicks got a Russell Wilson that they know curved or sitting in their DMs right now, but they ain't with him because they don't like him. They're with a guy that's more like a Future, got kids with a guy that's more like a Future because that's what they attracted to. So they can shame men for that all they want, but they love and like the guys that can get multiple women. Them the guys that's attractive. The guys that got the swag, the guys that's got their life together, the guys that can talk, the guys that's funny. Them the guys that get the women and can get them. Those are the guys that they're most attracted to. They not attracted to the debate champion. They're not attracted to him. They're not attracted to the guy
or the chess champion.
Video games playing 22 hours out of the day. They're not attracted to that guy. So the narrative that this here guy, the shaming that they do to those men, look into their lives and you'll see those the exact same men that they got in their lives that's banging the eyelashes off their face. Guaranteed.
Facts. All right, man. It looked like we are up against the clock. We're about to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be getting into tonight's conversation from emojis to blocked, where we're talking about how men approach women through social media and how that has impacted the dating scenario. Y'all are tuned into the Hold a Husband podcast, and we'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hold a Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled From Emojis to Blocked, and we're talking about how guys approach women through social media and how social media has impacted the dating world. So we have a special guest on tonight. We have my girl, Kishon. What's going on, Key? How you doing?
Hey, y'all. How are you?
So,
I'm glad to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get into the conversation, can you let the audience know a little bit about your background, where you're from, what you got going on, so they can see what perspective you're gonna be coming from?
I am from Houston, Texas, by way of New York. Okay, by way of New York. My people, Jamaica Queens, my people in Brooklyn, North Side, South Side. I love y'all. Okay, so but I am from Houston. Grew up in Greens Point, Texas. Okay. Yeah, I'm a nurse. Been a nurse for 13 years now. So I am a nurse. My name's Nurse Bay. On Instagram, I always get that question, are you a real nurse? I've been a nurse for 13 years. Yes, I am.
Just wearing the stethoscope.
RN, bachelor's, BSN, stethoscope and all. Okay.
All right. So, Kishon is one of my wife's friends, so we've had conversations offline multiple times about dating, about different guys or whatnot. And we happened to be having a conversation a couple of months ago about lames sliding in DMs. So I felt it was something that would be perfect for the podcast. So before we go forward, I wanted to know, how do you define what a lame is, or what makes you consider a guy lame?
I think a lame is someone who doesn't have his own way of thinking, like his own vibe. He is pulling on everything and everybody, trying to be a yes man, trying to cap, lie about stuff. All that shit's lame. Lying, capping, playing games. That's lame. All that is lame.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, from a male perspective, what I do, what will make me consider a guy lame is guys that are doing the most or being inauthentic, guys that are compromising their integrity to try to impress women or get the attention of women, or dudes that just don't have no code to how they move. Like a dude that's hating on other niggas to get a chick to, man, why you fucking with him? You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And you know, women do that too. Women do that too.
Yeah.
Women do that.
For real? I didn't know.
I've had that happen. This was years ago. I had 2 different guys that came to me about this particular female that might have saw them talking to me in public and said, "You like her? Why you like her? Why you talking to her?"
Mm-hmm. I had it happen. I had it happen.
That's why.
So, yeah. That's. I think that's how I view it. What about y'all?
Mm-hmm.
A lame to me is like a dude that be like, you know, we in a group. It's a group of girls around. He like, hey, bro, you got change for 6,000. Change for 6,000.
That's what I was talking about.
What are you
talking
my guy?
I was talking
about a guy that's trying to front. That's a lame to me, man, trying to front and pretend you're something that you're not in order to get women. You know, you see some guys, man, they have to have certain things or try to look a certain way in order to try to get women. They get the latest clothes, and they gotta have all the name brand stuff, or they gotta get this car, and they take pictures with their car all the time. And showing off they Louis Vuitton. Yeah, like to me, that's a lame. Like money don't unlame you. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you got the money, you can still be a lame.
Exactly.
In saying that, there's a lot of guys that lead with their money. And because that's all they have. They have no personality. Right. But then that's when they start screaming, y'all gold diggers.
So do you consider those guys lame that try to lead with their money or try to show out with their money?
Absolutely. Okay. Me personally, I'm not going to date or talk to you. I'm not going to give you the time of day if you lead with your money, because that shows me your character up front. So I don't care how much money you have. Like you said,
I'm calling Cat. If he leave with his cash app, hey, Nurse Day, I want to send you $400 so you can turn up.
Send it.
You gonna send it back?
That don't make him not a lame. Make him send it. Make them send it.
But wait a minute, are we talking about somebody that I've already been conversing with, or somebody brand new?
Nah, a lame that be in your comments.
I've had guys do that. Like, let me take you to dinner. I just want to, what you want. If I post, a car wash, or if I post my yard, let me get your yard cut.
Oh, he a baller.
Yeah. Well, that's I think something that has to do with the times that we in. So, in your opinion, how would you say that social media has impacted the dating world from a female perspective?
Oh man, the dating pool has PP in it.
Why you say that?
Social media has made it so, I think it's just diluted. Yes, you took the word. It's so diluted now. It's so surface level. Level. Nothing deep, nothing past, oh, she got this. I mean, I've had guys say that they won't talk to girls because they got too many likes, or they won't, or they got too many. They got more than 10,000 followers. I ain't fucking with them because,
Hey, man, it's a lot of, social media has brought out a lot of insecurity in people, both men and women, to where people pick the smallest things to not talk to somebody.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's all the memes.
For us as Black people, it hurts us the most because we already the least married out here, the least with family structure and all that. It hurts us the most to hop on these here different trends of things of why we won't deal with each other.
It's a lot of trend on why men don't deal with women or women don't deal with men, and it's just so.
I mean, not that you should just deal with anybody.
Right, but from a married
perspective,
it's crazy, right? Because me and my wife, we've been married 18 years. So we're the oddballs in most situations. But when I hear people talk about what they won't deal with and who they won't date, it's like, well, damn, but you was just talking about how you want to be forever. You want to have 20 years or 30 years with somebody. That comes with a lot of putting up with things that you may not necessarily like.
Compromise.
You know what I'm saying? You have to come up with ways to work around it and ways to get it to a level that you can deal with it. Like, because man, you can't have those kind of stipulations about your kids. Your kid, you can't just kick them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to deal with certain things in life that you might not necessarily want to deal with. And being a man, there are L's you gonna take as a man. Your daughter could wreck her car. Your wife could do something and you gotta end up paying something. Like, you're as the financial backbone of the family, you always gonna come up the last when it comes to things like that.
But you're not. But you're the but you're saying as the financial backbone of the family, as the man, right? But that's not the social media perspective. Now it's like, I ain't taking care of no woman. I ain't, and it's like, bro, what is wrong with taking care of your woman as a man? Why is this social media thing so men this, women, I don't want no woman that's this, I don't want no woman that's that.
Well, that's part of, a lot of the guys don't understand the process of being the leader of a household. Like, as a man, this is your job as a man that has a woman, wife, family, whatever, is to provide for them. Now, however y'all do that in your house, it's up to you. Whether you paying 70%, 100%, whatever the case, it's up to you. But that's part of your job as a man. So if a man is saying, hey, I ain't gonna do this for a woman, that's your cue to leave. Like, a lot of these dudes don't have that guidance or that leadership.
No, they don't. Because they don't because they're getting their guidance from Kevin Gates.
Wow, Kevin Gates,
the rapper.
I didn't know people really listen to him. Like, people really take cues from Kevin Gates, like, start dating. I thought people just like,
a lot of these young dudes, their role models are rappers and entertainment, etc. In the way that. And we live in a clout society where they want everybody, no matter what level they're on, they trying to shit on everybody else per se. And I think that's part of the problem as well. A lot of people, from what I've observed, they so concerned about what other people think that it alters how they move. Like, they're either doing too much, posting everything with a new person just to try to floss and flaunt, or they radio silent. They don't ever post a person because there's a potential they could break up one day.
But that's that social media persona, and so that's why the dating is the way that it is now. I mean, because everybody's either trying not to show or because of social media. What happened to getting with the person that you want to be with, you want to pursue or whatever, and you guys coming together and communicating? But the social media era, these people don't know how to men, a lot of men don't know how to communicate, and women.
Yeah.
But
they don't have to.
I mean,
though.
we're talking about and that's what I'm saying. That's why social media has dumbed it down so much, because nobody wants to communicate. All they want to do is text. I'm from the old school. Pick up your phone.
That's why I'm so glad I grew up in the 90s.
To you.
Because in the 90s, I had to call your mama house and say, hey.
Right.
Hold on. What happened to me putting my legs up on the wall and laying on the
saying.
floor and talking on the phone all night?
That's going by the wayside.
So now,
by the wayside.
In this era here, it is a skill that women love. When I can approach you and I come to you and I let you feel me and I talk to you a certain way and let you smell me, like it's a lost art to where the women feel like, oh man, they'll call you. Oh, now that's a grown man right there because I can have a conversation.
It's a lost art.
Okay,
because a lot of men don't have the conversation. Okay,
confidence.
2 weeks ago, or the confidence. So about 2 weeks ago, I had an incident. Chapman Kirby. And I go to the bar to get some water. Done drinking. Mm-hmm. The guy offers me a drink. Hey, can I buy you a drink? I tell him, no, babe, I'm not drinking. He walks away.
What?
So was that the only thing you had to say to me? Like no other conversation other than, can I buy you a drink? And if I don't want none, then that's it.
Right. So let's just say he would have spoke to you after the fact. You said, hey, I'm drinking water, and he still would have spoke to you. Do you think you would have gave him a chance, or at least gave him a number or something?
I may have conversed with him. Now, me giving him my number, I can't say that because it would have to be. I would have to feel the conversation out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna feel your vibe, and if I'm not,
but physically, he was decent. Physically,
he was decent.
Okay, cool.
So that's on him. Guys now I will say it is a skill because especially in a club, like for a guy to walk up to a very attractive woman in front of a whole crowd and shoot your shot, you have to have actual confidence to be able to do that. Especially when guys have to walk up to a group of chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, how y'all doing? What's going on? Like, it's a high risk, high reward situation because you can get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Like you walk up to some chicks and they bust out laughing and walk off or something. You know what I'm saying? But
people still do that.
If Lane rolled up and on you and my wife and y'all not finna entertain no dude.
Let me tell you this. Okay, and so I'm not a rude person. I don't believe, because I know some guys, like, for their woman, they want you to punch a dude in the face if they try to holler at you. Okay, I'm a pretty nice person. I will, I might converse with you. I might, go back and forth. But then dudes think just because I have a conversation with you that I want to give you my number. I can't just have a conversation with you, like.
So let me ask you this. In the DMs, when you, like, let's say a guy leave an emoji on your DM and you reply to that emoji, you know how you could double tap it and like it? Mm-hmm. Do they then jump in your DMs because you reply? Do you see that a lot too? Like guys will get you a reply and then try to talk to you?
It's a mixture. I have guys that talk to them. I have guys that talk to themselves in my DM.
Oh. Why won't you talk to them? Example. Just give me what is it? Have you looked at them? Looked at their page?
Yes, I always. Okay. I mean, not always, but there are times if I see somebody different that I don't know, I do look at their page. Mm-hmm. I want to know who sent you, why you here, what you want. Okay, so I do that, but I have a mixture of guys talking to themselves. It's just because you heart eye my story doesn't mean I'm gonna talk to you. Like,
I rarely do that. I rarely do that.
You can heart eye it and keep it moving. It's okay to admire something. I'm okay with that. But just because you admire it or you whatever, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna like, hey, so how you doing? Yeah. No, that's not how that works.
So have you ever dated somebody that slid in your DMs?
I've never dated. No.
Have you went out?
I've went out with a guy before. Yes. Yeah,
How'd that go?
and I might have kind of texted and it fizzled out. It just fizzled. It usually fizzles.
Okay.
A lot of men these days don't have the duration.
All right.
They
consistent conversation.
Well, as far as conversation, as far as pursuing all of that, because we're in this city girl era where I don't need to have no conversation with you. I don't need to. We can just text a couple times and then I let you hit. No, you got to take me on dates. You got to wine me and
So how many dates you talking now? Hold on now. Wait a minute.
We got to,
How many dates? Give me a round of that. If you really feel it.
If I'm really feeling you and we go on a couple of dates, let me tell you, I feel like it's maybe I'm a little harder now the older I get. Before, we can go out on a date or two and then, we really kicking it. Now, I'm really trying to like feel you out because a lot of people, a lot of guys, they put on this persona, I'm a real nigga, and they be insecure. They be insecure as fuck, okay? Like, and then they be like, damn, I wasted my time,
If he a real man, he ain't gonna tell you that. He ain't gonna have to tell you. You'll see it. You'll be able to tell.
So do more men approach you on social media or in real life?
I say both. Okay. I think though, maybe a little more on social media, but I think social media gives men that more confidence.
Absolutely.
To slide.
I agree.
Because I don't have to have that face-to-face contact with you. I can just slide in your DM and say something to see if you're gonna bite on it.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question, right? So we know once a dude hit you, slide in your DM or whatever, we know you're gonna look at his profile. So fellas, make sure your page ain't private. First rule number one.
Rule number one.
So okay, he obviously has to be attractive enough to pass your list.
Absolutely.
How would you respond if you go to the dude's page and it's a bunch of pics of him shirtless in his underwear with his dick print showing, etc.? How would you respond to that?
Red flag. Red flag. I mean, unless he's like a model or something.
But the dick print though, you good with that?
Not the dick print, no, that's too much.
Hey,
not the dick print.
But it's a lot of women that'll eat that up. No pun intended. But I'm just saying, like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing for quality husband material men. When you talking about women showing too much of themselves in their Instagram, quality husband material men are going to look at it and say, "This is not how a wife moves." One of the main traits of a wife that a lot, and not all men, but most men look for is being modest with how you carry yourself outside. Now, so all men go ahead.
So what if you see, because me personally, I'm speak for myself, I think I got a good balance of both. Okay, so if I'm both a little revealing and more modest.
Can I see your nipples on any pictures?
Maybe if I'm at the beach.
Hold on, let me check, Terry. Hold on, give me a second.
They got to verify it right now.
Oh no, not the page, Jack. Well, I think there's a big difference, right, between just posting pictures and me seeing your pussy print. Like your camel toe ain't on your page.
I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all of that. Now you might see me at the beach. You might see a little back shot, something like that. But you also will see me fully clothed, looking sexy as hell. Okay, so a woman can be sexy either way. I guess it's just up to the man and his preference. Like you might, want to. I mean, it just depends. Everybody's different.
It does.
Yeah,
now you could be sexy. You could be sexy. It's a difference between being sexy and doing too much. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like I said, if I can see your nipples, your camel toe, or you got your shorts pulled up and your booty is clearly showing,
I can see your panties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
go ahead.
Okay. I'm a little partial to the nipple thing.
I'm going to look for your nipples when we get off.
Can we talk about that
right now?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about that? Or
Go ahead.
Talk about it.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Let us know that the female.
Let's talk.
I'm just gonna be real with y'all. So I've gotten my boobs done. Okay. And my nipples just automatically they there, and I can't help it.
Yeah, but not like through a shirt.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, that's not like you wear
like
a shirt.
So you mean like nip prints? You mean like nip prints, right?
No,
okay.
no, not that. Because
that's fair. That's
okay, but that's all you gonna see.
I'm talking areola. That's what.
Oh no, you're not seeing no areola.
I ain't going to your page. Ain't no point for me to go. No, I'm just
well, then don't go, because you ain't seeing no areola.
I'm just messing with you, man. But that's what I'm talking about. Like seeing your nipple through your shirt, like it could be cold outside. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's something you can't control. But I'm talking about seeing your areola. Like you got on a sheer shirt and you outside,
or you take pictures where it's going up your skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like your legs are wide open, like thought shit. Like that's kind of how I distinguish, because like I follow lots of women that are very attractive. You know what I mean? And so from a guy perspective,
but what I know like being on my thigh shit just for 1 second.
I mean,
go ahead. But you got to deal with the consequences of that, though. Why?
Yeah, I mean,
what you
but
mean?
if you just
tell me what you mean. So, hold on, tell me what you mean. Being on it, how? Like what? Give me an example.
Twerking or something.
Like what if I just so I'm more like a hold your hand and you cup in your hand groove type of person when I'm in the club, right? You're gonna rarely see me twerk. I'm not a twerking person, but every once in a while I might be like,
That's
you talking about just dancing
every
in the
once
club.
in a while.
Nah, that ain't nothing. I'm thinking,
Yeah, that's the time and the place for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like the shit where the moms was twerk contests at the school, like shit like that, where your kids are gonna be humiliated by how you look, how you're behaving.
Terry, we don't play that.
Look,
we ain't in front of the kids.
This the only thing. You are free to do whatever you want to do out here. You just got to deal with the consequences.
You got to deal with the consequences
from the people you want to date. It's the same thing for the men. If the men want to be on whole time and be up in the strip club tossing money, a lot of women gonna cancel him. A lot of quality women gonna cancel him.
But say that up front.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. You got to deal with the consequences of it.
Say it up front. Stay at the front, man.
So Kishon, when you interacting with a dude online, how long does it take for you to tell if a dude is a lame or not? And what does it take for a dude to end up getting blocked?
How long does it take? I mean, it just varies, because some niggas will show you they laying right on top and you be like, I'm good. And then you might have a couple of, back and forth, and they say something stupid like, or they might ask you on a date, hey, I want to take you out on a date. Is that cool? Yeah. I respond, oh, okay. And then crickets. Nothing.
No follow-up.
No follow-up.
Just
hey, you know what? A lot of people just want attention on social media. They want to see if they can get you just with the attention, and then they walk away. That's why I don't send DMs like that. It's rare that I send DMs out to women, and it's rare that I accept women that come at me. I really gotta screen you, because I've noticed that when I did back in the day, that a lot of women just wanted attention, and they get your attention and then they gone just to say, oh, I could have had him, and they gone. So that's why
childish.
I'm really selective about who I deal with. Yeah, bro, it happens. That's why I'm not a DMer.
To me, if I'm gonna take the time to DM you, I'm hoping the conversation can move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me tell you something. But a lot of men take the time to DM 10 different women too. And so that's what they all, sometimes that's why they can't follow up.
They shoot
because
odds.
their attention.
True.
Because they shoot.
They playing odds.
Yeah. I can see that. You can copy and paste the same messages, but to me, I think that should be easy to identify, because part of the art of having a good conversation where you feel like you've been knowing a person forever is follow-up questions and
so what they said previously.
things that spark your interest
but that takes
or create the
communication
aha
skills.
moments.
They do.
Yeah.
That takes communication skills. So you got to be able to listen.
Yeah.
Not just hear, but listen, okay, effectively and communicate effectively. A lot of dudes cannot do that. They can't keep it a book. They can't keep it a book. They can't have conversation. No substance. Where's the
social
substance?
media?
Who raising y'all? What?
I mean, I don't want to even.
You don't want us to get into that.
But the
Not
part
y'all,
of the
but who raising them?
Well, technology has a lot to do with it because since you can, like I said, we grew up in the era where we know what it was like to not be able to text and send pictures and videos and share memes and all that type of stuff. So we are able to stay grounded as far as communication goes. But there are a lot of people that's all they know. So they're terrified at the walking up to the cute chick and having a conversation. We live in a screenshot world where just simply sliding in a chick's DMs, letting her know you think she's beautiful or whatever, can get you in her only, her close friends or whatever, getting clammy. So
not just that. It be other stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
what. They can get violated, but a lot of guys are paranoid about that being embarrassed and being put on blast by chicks. But you got some dudes that just don't give a fuck. You got married men that's, can I suck your clit? Can I do this? And it's like,
let me tell you. I have seen a friend's associate's husband's penis from somebody else.
Damn.
That's
because they husband has sent an unsolicited dick pic to somebody I knew, and it just happened to come up in conversation, and she was like, girl, look. And I was like,
doing the most.
That's crazy. Crazy. But
I feel bad for the girls. I'm like, girl, I saw this girl's husband's dick, and I don't even know the dude. I just know him because he married to her, and I done seen the whole dick.
They be out here doing the most, man. I know these dudes ain't out here.
They don't care about their representation.
Big deal, man.
No standards, but
obviously they have no standards and they don't care.
I have never in my life offered to eat random snatch on Instagram. How in the world are you out here asking to suck a girl's clit that you don't even know, my guy? How? I
done had. I bet you 10. I bet you 5. I bet you 5.
Bruh, it's women that sell their dirty panties to dudes on social media. Man, it's a bunch of being attractive. Depending on the woman's mentality, can easily be monetized. But that just goes to show that there are so many guys that aren't able to get the time, attention, and pussy from attractive women without pretending to be something they not. And like we talk about all the time, it's shit like that just make men like us more valuable on the dating market. And unfortunately, a lot of the guys that are in our category just would rather be single than be married. So it creates a bad situation for women because they shooting.
It's a vicious cycle out here.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
I have one thing I wanted to ask you about before we got up out of here. There's a video that kind of went viral today of a woman talking about men should have a conversation about being non-monogamous. I personally think that's cap because I think most women would instantly curb or reject a guy that comes to them like that unless he's rich, famous, or has a lot of status. What are your thoughts on that? If a guy came to you, I'm non-monogamous, but we can kick it. How's that going to land with you?
Me, personally, I respect all honesty. Please be honest with me and let me decide if I want to still talk to you or not. Because I might be at a stage where, no, I want a monogamous relationship. That's not going to work for me. Let's just be friends. Or I might be like, nigga, I don't want to be your gal neither. So you do what you do, I'll do what I do, and we can meet in the middle. But let's have that conversation. Don't take that away from me.
Right now,
that's fair.
A dude, you meet a nice guy. He's nice looking. He got his life in order. And he says to you, look, I'm non-monogamous. I don't want to be with just one woman. What you doing right now?
I'm okay with that right now.
Okay.
You all right with it,
At least
right?
you're honest about it.
Yes. I'm okay with that right now.
All right. Okay.
That's
Let's
fair.
do it.
I think in a lot of situations that would a lot of women say that they cool with it, depending on girl, he got this, he got a good job, etc. But it quickly develops into a situationship where she's passive aggressively trying to get him to commit. She's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I know I've heard I have a lot of guy cousins and friends, and so I hear a lot of this, and that is true. There are a lot of women that can't handle the truth, or they badger or they bash the guy for telling the truth. I know that there are women out there like that, yes, but give me all the truth, baby. I respect it. I'm a very, I mean, my own child told me I was too realistic. So I'm serious. I'm serious. Wow. That's what I said. But you know, my daughter, she's 20 years old. So she's trying to, you know, live her life and do her thing. But she told me I was too realistic. I'm like, baby, I'm always gonna keep it a book with you. Always.
That's what's up. All right, Kishon, looks like we are up against the clock. Before we get up out of here, is there anything you want to share with the audience or let them know how they can keep up with you and what guys should know if they gonna make the move to slide in your DMs?
Take me on a date, baby, if you slide in my DMs. But my Instagram is @nurse_bae, BAE. Shout out to Gators Golden Grill. I don't know if you can see my watch. Okay. Gators Golden Grills for the watch. Sheree @Ray on the Beat. Did my makeup. My guy. What are your flaws? Okay. Makes custom chairs. But y'all follow me, like my pics, because that's what social media is about. Or that's how it started, at least. And now it's turned into all of this craziness. Follow me and like my pictures. That's it. I don't know all the extra stuff.
All right. Before we get up out of here, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Production, for keeping us laced with our background audio. I want to remind y'all to continue support the podcast with your donations to our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up with me so we can get this episode knocked out. Kishon, I really enjoyed the conversation. I appreciate you making time to chop it up with us.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem.
Absolutely.
This has been another episode of the Hold a Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.